Good morning, traders. Welcome to our London session. We will be we'll be recording this session for YouTube and for trading.live. My apologies to you guys on YouTube and trading.live for the confusion. We have not been able to connect again today, so we're going to try to fix that. Don't worry. But what we're going to do now is this video will be out for you. It's going to be the full content of everything we do in our daily webinar. That's my apologies to you. Let's go. Dollar index. Dollar index, like we said yesterday, you're going to watch this for two things. Either this goes out of the structure and we go with a 1, 2, 3, probably even going up to the top, or it stays in this consolidation. They actually come in. If it's going to come down back, then this would become a sell. So it looks like it's coming down back, but we can be sure that it's coming right now. We did break the top. We did tag the top. So remember what I said. When it breaks the top, you either need a flag here to go or you put an entry above this. Right now, this is still correction. And I believe this correction could drop. So I don't think we're making a very complex flat here where all of this is the flat and we still go back up. In that case, we'll still probably drop because with this amount of consolidation here in this impulse now, and it becomes this impulse, we're probably going to get one more down. That does not mean that we're going down. That means we're making a bigger consolidation as of now, and we can still go back up. So this big consolidation could drop here and still go back up. But we have a sell setup. Should it fall through the bottom, we will be in the trade. So let's see what would be the sell setup today. Since it's a pretty big correction, I don't think we want to use the last impulse here. We most likely want to get a flag. But if we don't get a flag, using the last impulse is the next best idea. Which means put it here, and if it drops through that bottom, we go. But any flag that it makes here would be a sell setup. And it looks like we might get a flag here. Just like yesterday, we wait for a flag or we put an entry there and nothing happened. So let's go. Silver. Silver, I hope nobody got tagged here, but if you do get tagged here, that would be a loss. You'd have to take a loss here or a loss here wherever you have your stop because that just dropped straight through the bottom. Right? We moved it down because we had it here. And if you put that and you got tagged, that would be a loss. There's nothing you can do about that. It actually dropped way beyond this, and I didn't think they were going to do that. But now we will come back with what we had originally. And we spoke about this. Originally, we got with that expanding flat, and this one is a smaller contracting flat in here. So we'll stick with the contracting flat we had, go with the expanding flat, and this would probably most likely be a running flat here. So what we're getting is another flat here, and that means this is a sell setup if it remains as a flat. So we're back at the bottom here, coming down pretty deep. This is dropping pretty deep, especially the last drop. It's pretty deep. And if we break through the structure, if we break through that structure, chances are we're going to come to retest this low. Right? If it breaks through that structure, if this consolidation stays here and break through today, we're going to be coming to retest this low and most likely breaking it. Not just retest break. Now, would we look at this as a bigger correction for upside? I think we can make that argument. This one does have a correction here. This does have a bigger correction though. So if that happens, if it comes through the low here and then decide to go back up, we'll see whether it becomes a more complex pattern or just a 1, 2, 3 for upside, because the 1, 2, 3 will work. I think the next question you'll have is what are the chances then it drops through this bottom and goes all the way to this low? We'll wait until then, because this is not exactly an impulsive move down. It has a 3-wave structure. Most likely it's a 1, 2, 3. And, this could be a bigger correction here before they go back up. So we're going to go one piece at a time until it confirms the upside or the downside. Right now, we're in consolidation. So for the trade today, I'll take off these lines so that it doesn't disturb us. We know where they are. I'll take off both of them. So we're making consolidation here, but the consolidation here already has a low. So you notice it broke this low here. When it broke, there are two things you have to look for. A point where they're either making a bigger correction or reversal, which is possible, or a point where they're making a bigger correction for more downside. So this right now looks like a bigger correction for more downside. So I expect this to go out of that small thing there, but then probably just do this and drop. I'm not expecting a big move up. And the reason is because first, this impulse is really small. This impulse, if you take this as the first impulse here, it is really, really small. And we came back pretty deep in it. So for that reason, there's a chance that all of this is making some kind of an expanding flat. If it is an expanding flat, the easy way to trade is put an entry under the low with a stop above the top. That's how we trade expanding flats. So if this is an expanding flat, this is the trade setup for the sell. It's a valid sell setup. If we're going to get a buy setup, we don't have a trade as yet. There is no buy setup on this trade. The buy setup would have to be let it go up, make another flag, and then we go with that. So let's go. That's for silver. Gold never tagged. We kept it at the top. It stayed there. Even if we had moved it lower, it didn't tag. And gold is not going out of the structure. It's likely going to stay here and then go back up, make a flat, and then drop. So there is some downside here in the gold. I think we can assume it's going to go down more. Probably not the best sell setups. Right? It might drop, it might not drop. Not the best sell setups. I think we wait. We might eventually buy this. The lower it comes, the better the buy opportunity for this, and then see if it makes a flat for more downside. So we'll wait and see how this behaves. I don't think you want to sell it here, and there is no buy setup there. You can leave the buy setup here probably. I wouldn't bring it here because this is one drop only. So this could go back up pretty high, tag you, and then come back because it's you see them pull back here. This was the last impulse, but you would want this to go up like that. Once it goes and pull back, then that last impulse is not valid anymore because it pulled back to the bottom already. So we keep it to the top. This could still be a buy. This one would be waiting for a sell setup, a flag and a sell setup. Or you can go with an aggressive sell already. I think we can go with an aggressive sell in that. Euro definitely a sell. So it was going up. We had the entry, should it take off? And then it stopped, pull back, go. I think we have a flat. And we can sell this. So I'll take this off. It's a flat. It might be part of a bigger correction, depending on how you look at it. Either we make a bigger correction here and then, just continue up with a bigger correction, or we're dropping. If we're dropping, then we'll go back with the expanding flat. Go back with that as a possible expanding flat for downside. So I think we stick to the expanding flat and go with the sell. But it is a sell. Pong. This didn't drop, but it's coming back to the top, right? So it went back to the top, and it's kind of making a flat here. I think there's a good chance this would come back to the low here, right? This might not be what we think it is. Take this off. This would probably be something of a smaller version there, or something else in the future. Maybe a smaller expanding flat as we looked at it previously. Right, so if we take this out, because it's consolidating in this range, I think we should. This should probably come back here, just a few pips, not a sell setup, not a great sell. Maybe even go back up and come back, but then take off. Because we're at the top, I don't think it's going to drop to the bottom. Or we're not expecting, but you can sell this if you want. I don't know how much pips you're going to get. From there to here, about 35 pips. That's not a bad trade, by the way. You've got a nice little flag there, going to 15. You've got a perfect flag, put an entry here, go for 35 pips. That is, you're going for it to retest this low. Put a stop above here, entry here, target just under this low. We didn't break the top, so it's under the low. If it drops to the bottom, that's a bonus. But once it comes here, you have to get it to positive. So that's an aggressive sell. Aussie. So Aussie, the buy, if you took the buy there, we closed the sell, you took the buy, come back, you should have closed it somewhere here for a small loss. Right, somewhere in here for a small loss, just like we closed this one for, I think we took it here, we closed that for a small buy, small profit. So it's pretty much all within this range. So this did turn out to be a flat, but that pullback didn't go well, and now it's dropped. I don't know if you were still in the charts and you were looking at this, then you probably should have seen that. Right? So if my trade is, if you saw that drop and you saw the correction, you were still here. I wasn't there, so we don't have that line. You should have seen that drop. And an entry order under this low might have been a good idea. Either under this one or under this one. I'll give the benefits of the doubt and say under this, because I'm not sure whether you would take a risk of putting it there. But if you put it here and this drop, pull back and drop, that's a good trade. So it all depends on whether you saw that or not. Since I wasn't there, we'll take it off and we'd assume we didn't see it. But now we made a flat and we're back at the bottom. So the question is now, is this all the correction? We have a 1, 2, 3. We thought that was all the correction when this one was going to drop, but it turned out no, they actually did a lot here and then it dropped. So if we got a similar structure here and a similar structure, there's a good chance we get a similar one back to the top. There's a very good chance for that. That this is not all the correction because this one has a lot of correction. Then we get another 1, another 1, 2, 3 here, and another 1 up, and then we come down, and that would be a perfect flat pattern for downside. So if we get a buy setup from here to go, it's not going to go in one sharp move, but we can take the trade. Any buy setup. At the bottom here, if you're going to look for a sell setup, and I'm putting a line here so we see this is the bottom. If you're going to take any sell, you better get a very good flag here that says move down. For now, any reversal could be a trade back to this stop. Let's see if we get it. So it will be a very short-term buy if we put it. I'll put wait for a flag to buy as a very short-term trade. And then the sell comes in. New Zealand, can it break the low first? By the way, can it break the low and then do that? Yes, it can. I'm not expecting them to do, but they can break the low and do that. New Zealand, this one too, if you got tagged here, pull back, go back up there, somewhere in here, you close it. I think somewhere here would be the close, because if you saw that, you'll probably think it's going. And then it pulls back. But if you see this, you would know that it's not going far. Right? Now we have got this flat. I think we can put this as the full flat, this entire piece. Here's the flat with this as a 1, 2, 3 inside. Makes sense. And this dropped 1, 2, 3. I think that could be, this could be all the correction. We don't necessarily need to have more correction in this one. This could just be going down. Right? Could just be going down with a big correction here. Or maybe we still get one more up because this had a flat here too. Right? This was kind of like a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you get another 1, 2, 3 here. Very similar to what we had in Aussie. But since this one is slightly different, any flag here would be a sell. Any 1 hour flag would be a sell setup. Because that could be all. Wait for a flag to sell. Let's see if we get it. Flag to buy or flag to sell. This could be both ways. So I'll put it both ways. Wait for flag to buy or flag to sell. Flag, sell, impulse, flag, buy. Yen. Well, yen actually did exactly what we wanted it to do, and your entry order should be either here or here. So we said let it make a flag above that, and you got a flag. Put an entry above the flag, that's a trade. You put an entry here, well, you bend up there, come back, it goes back up. Take it off here and wait for a consolidation for upside. I think we know where this is going. It's coming to tag this stop, so there's more to the upside. Like I said, there's a good chance this would go break this stop and then turn. That would complete the bigger running flat. Swiss, okay, didn't break out. We were expecting this to break out. And if you're going to drop, that's a sell. So you had both entry orders. It was here. And we said you can put the buy and you can put the sell. The sell was under this one. Turn out the sell is the one. Take break even. It's not going anywhere. So we're literally just making a flat here now. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a leading diagonal. That possibility exists. And then we see if we get a flag here to a flat here to drop. So for the drop, you would need this to probably come here, make a flat, come back here, go back there, make a flat, and then drop. Something like that. So right now, I don't think we have any good trade. Not for the sell, not for the buy. You might get a kind of flat happening here. I don't think that's going to drop pretty sharp, so we wait. CAD was a buy. If you got tagged and pulled back, and your stop was here. So if you would have closed it, you would have closed it somewhere, I don't know, somewhere here. And if you're going to put an entry order back, it would have to be here. Which means if you close it there and you see this, and you put an entry above this stop, it makes sense. Because you're seeing this as the first impulse, a correction, and this could go, which is what it did. Now we broke the top, so let's see. Are probably not going to get these, and this is going to be more like a 1, 2, 3 going up. So the only one we didn't get would have been this one coming down. We got that, we got this. And this one went there, but didn't come back. So you can just take this and flip it up there. I'll put something like this so we don't block the charts. That's buy setup, which means any other flag we get, we'll go for the buy. EuroCAD, okay. If you took the buy, you would have closed it and re-enter here, and that's a good trade. Keep it. We're going to this stop here. Any other flag will buy. Euro Swiss, still a buy, so we can keep it for now. Euro Pound. Okay, you're getting a flat here, so let it finish and then we'll decide what we're doing with that. Euro New Zealand. Okay, we're expecting the down because we don't think Euro New Zealand will break up. We think Euro Aus will break the top. But Euro New Zealand, we weren't expecting. We were expecting Euro New Zealand could drop. It didn't drop, it actually made that flag there, make a new high. Okay, take it off. We don't have a sell setup. And on the buy side, let's see if we get a reversal here. If this consolidates here, we go for the buy. But on the sell side, if they do this and they make a flag, we're going for that sell. So the sell is still valid if you get a setup. We don't have a setup. But the buy, you just need a flag to buy. That's your New Zealand. Let's go. Euros. Well, Euros, we expected this to buy, to break. So if you had an end short above the stop, you did well. Remember, it is just one trade. We need to break the top. I think yesterday that was a question in the trading room. Somebody had asked while we were doing the live session. And I was like, let it break the top. And then if you want to start to look for the downside, now you can start to look for the downside because we do have a lot of divergence. That means any pullback here with a flag becomes a sell. And we will start to sell early because if you get the sell early, then you would be able to get in, and stay with it for a longer period of time. Let's see if we get that. If we don't, then it makes another flag. The flag will take about 4 or 5 hours and then we will buy again. So in terms of buying here, you just need a flag to buy. But for the sell, any reversal will take the trade. Euro yen is going to break the top, but not. I don't know if anybody took the trade. We didn't take the trade yesterday because it wasn't here and wasn't sure when it's going to break out. So it broke out. Turned out this here was a flat. Something like this was an expanding flat. So we get 1, 2, 3, a smaller flat here, and then you go. It's going to break the top. Okay. Once it breaks the top, start looking for a sell setup. There's one more trade to go. So wait for a flag here. Go there, and then we start looking for the sell setup. Pound New Zealand. Okay, it broke out of this structure. The structure itself is irrelevant. We just put it there, assuming they're going to be equal. It doesn't have to be. I think the question is whether how high this can go, and how would we look at it? Maybe if they make another flag, you buy again. If they make another flag like this, buy it again. If not, it has to drop, make flag, and then we go down. The downside seems more possible. In this whole consolidation, the downside seems more possible. So we'll just wait on it, whichever direction it takes. Pound Swiss. Yep, we had a buy there, and if you took the buy rule, you should have closed it. I think our traders know that. Close it. Take that out. That's a break-even trade. Now, if you're watching me for the first time and you want to know why that losing trade was closed as break-even, it's based on the rules we have for trading. So we have a series of money management rules that tells us when a trade is good to stay with it and when a trade is bad to get the hell out of it. And these are strictly rule-based. right? You can use a little discretion, but it's rule-based, saying look for this, and if this doesn't happen, then it works. So if you join us live, you might see us actually doing it. Now this looks very much upside. And yeah, if you want, you can put a buy setup, put an entry above the top. So we'll leave that as a buy. Almost. Okay. It came here, but it never came back. So what we're thinking is from this point, it would come here and then go back up. Well, it didn't. So go back and see if you're breaking out of the structure. Did we miss something? Did we miss this one? That could be. Could be we missed that one and it's going up now totally. I think the buyer still wouldn't have taken any buy above this top, but this could have been a buy. Not above this top here, but if you make a flag there, that becomes a buy. Makes another flag here, we go for the buy. So any flag now will still be buy setup. We will probably get that some in the future. Just put it out there. Set this here. Buy on any flag you get. I don't think this will necessarily reverse. We'll see. So we'll change that to flag buy. Pancad. This one went well. It hit the top. So I think we might probably go relook at this as the internal one somewhere here. So you get 1, 2, 3, and now we get 1, 2, 3 because at the top. So we can take this and put it like this. And because we're at the top, there's a good chance we're coming down back. So take this out, take the buyout now. You should take profit and look for a sell setup. And the sell setup starts, we go with the trade. So I think I'm going to take out the top, we broke it already. So this could be a nice trade if this goes. Because now you're going to get a flat there to come back all the way to the bottom here. And assume they're going to do this. That makes sense. So we'll see. Look for sell setup, by the way. Going in. Okay, looks like we're going to go break the top now. This did turn out to be a flat for a bigger up move. Yesterday we thought it would just be a flat. So if you get a consolidation here, go for the next trade. Aussie Swiss. Well, it's a sell. It's going good and actually broke out. So nice for anybody who took the trade. Actually broke out. It could have actually sold here and sold here. 3 sells. 1 sell could have gone there, 1 here. Or wait for this one. Let it consolidate some over the sell. And Aussie CAD. Definitely a buy setup. We can move this down to that level. It's kind of going very slow, but it's coming back to the bottom. So we have to be careful, right? This can work its way down and come here. Now you might not get good sell setups in here because they'll all be breaking if you take them. And you would want to close them every time it starts to go back up because the chances are you're going to get one more of this up. Trying to get it right on this thing. Okay, let's take the arrow here. I'm looking for that one. So there's a good chance that this could come a little more, but then we're looking for the upside. So the trade is a good one. You can go with that. You can look for a buy setup and go with it. Aussie yen. Well, worked like magic, went up a little there. See, to the top, and it's coming down. So look for a sell setup. Wait for this to make a flag here somewhere. I'm going to flag a little thing, a little consolidation, and then 2 hours would be more than enough. So still a sell setup. Aussie, New Zealand. Short term definitely looks like a buy. Maybe above this top here now. New Zealand Swiss. Okay, that sell was good. You could have actually moved this sell to this one where the flag was. When we went in, there was no flag, but that flag would have been good for the sell. The sell is good. Look for the buy setups now. We broke the low. Every time we broke the low, we're starting to look for the buy setups here, right? Because this is the big downtrend. So look for the buy setups. Okay, this came down as expected. And we expect this to come down. But let's see. One more up is definitely gonna work. Looks like we're gonna get one more up. So we wait for the flag here to sell, or impulse on a flag to buy. It's gonna go up. Most likely, I think we're gonna get the sell first. This one went much higher than expected. We thought this one would turn from here, but then it went up. So that's an expanding flat. Go with this like this is an expanding flat. It's still downside, except it went a little higher. I'll take this off and we'll wait for a flag. So we'll wait here for a flag, and then we'll take this flag to the downside. I could probably make more corrections on the way, but it's worth doing for. Okay, then. This was actually a very big move, much higher than we thought. We had big moves here. That broke out nice, actually. If you took the buy, took this buy yesterday, you would have closed and re-enter here, I think 3 hours, and then closed it here. So now wait for a flag, sell, I'll take this off. It could be a running flat. I'm not going to put it as a running flat yet, because in the future you might get one. Let's wait. I wouldn't force the running flat yet. Let's wait and see. But any flag is a sell. And we know where this is going. It's coming back to break this low. Right? So go with the sell. Any 50 minutes flag, you get to go for the sell. The buy yesterday worked well, by the way. So Swiss yen. Okay, we're back at the top. So I don't think we're going to break out. I think we're going with 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Come back here. And then probably up. And then I don't think this is the top. It might be, but I don't think. Look for a sell setup to come back to this low. Get a sell setup to come back to this low. Flag here, sell. If it just dropped, let it go. So flag for the sell. CAD Swiss. Okay, this never went up. They're actually going deeper. It's coming down here, but I don't think that's all the correction. It's going to go back up. So let's wait for that buy setup. Natural gas. Okay, that was a perfect buy. You took it, either this one or that one. And you probably get another buy setup here. Wait for some consolidation, go with a buy there. Let's see. USR. Okay, this one is coming down. We didn't get a flag. I was waiting for a flag to sell. We didn't get a flag. We just got to pull back. So either you take the pullback or you wait for this to make a flag like this, do something like that. We get this one and then we go. So let's see if we can get a flag here before, before it drops, because it could drop. I don't know if that's all it pull back. It might just do this or a pullback or a flag and we get the same. Even if it drops a little more, wait for the flag. You could always do the same thing. Okay, S&P 500 pull back, and it looks like we're heading down. Take that off. And let's see if we can get a flag here. There was a small one there, broke already. We wanted this to get a trade to come up to this level. So a sell setup is in play there, wait for a flag. Here's 30. That's a nice buy. We spoke about that this is corrective. Now you got to be careful because they could come back down. All right, we could look at this as a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, look for a flag here and sell now. Wait for a flag. Any small flag here we get, we'll take the sell. Right? We're coming back to this low and then we'll go up. So you're going to get a trade back to this low and then upside. Let's go. Sell, look for flag, sell. This should be the same. This was a buy. Let's see if the buy went. Yeah, but not far. So probably, let me see the hourly. Yeah, you had enough time to close it. You had 1, 2, 3, we didn't close it. Wait for it to go back up, close it. So if you didn't close it here, wait for this to pull back, close it because it's going to make some kind of flat here and then low. We did break the low. I don't think we're going to drop back to that. It could, but I don't think they're trying to drop back. Let's see. If they're going to drop it, then start to make a flag here for the sell. Then we can sell it to break this low. That's all. Because after we break the low again, we're looking for upside. Nifty. Yep. Wait for a flag here, buy or let it break out. Can it come back down? Yeah, that's why we have the entry there, the buy and not under. All right, let's go. DAX. Okay, you might get the sell set up now. You can actually push this up a little. Okay, Tesla is going up, put an entry here. If they break the top there, stay with the buy. This could be 1, 2, 3, and we go. Bitcoin. Okay, it broke this little one, it came down, but then it went right back up. Not up, 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 but just consolidation. So we can go with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look for a sell setup here. ETH. Sideways kind of move. We're still in this, whatever that is, channel or ending diagonal type of structure. It's going to get a buy setup very soon. If this makes a flag here, look for a buy. XRP. Okay, we might be turning. So we need a flag here. And go for that trade. Idea broke. It's going back up. So we're pretty much in this channel. And we're going back to the top of the channel now. It's very important how we go. Do we go to one sharp move like that? I'll probably drop again. Wait for a flag here and go with it. Or does it go up slowly like this? Either way, you could drop again. Probably get a running flat there. So look for buy setup short term, very short term. This broke the lump pull back. So when they broke the lump pull back, look for short term buys. I don't think we're going to get that low. You can go with a short term buy there too. Let's see this. So, okay, this is trying to consolidate in this range here. So it might go back there, but then come down. So not the best buy setups. Did we break the low on this one? It tagged it, not so much as breaking it, tagging it. So now we have to decide whether this is for up or whether we come back down. So wait for more confirmation, but you can put the buy entry here if you want. Should it just spike to the upside, you can put the buy entry there. Right. I think the default is the same as the 30. Not a big difference. Transfer to be this one. It's pretty much the same thing. Wait for this to come back, wait for a flag, go for the sell. All of them broke the low and then they pull back. So you're thinking two things. Either they're going to pull back, make running flat and drop again, or they start to consolidate and we buy. Any consolidation, we buy. The downside, I'm not keen on it. It could be that and then they go up. So this, nothing, this is more downside. This could probably just go back up here and drop. So wait for it to go there, look for a sell setup. Yep, this one looks like you could push up to back to the top. I need one there. Dodge. We broke the low, we're pulling back, same thing. We're starting to look for buy setups. And Link also broke the low and pulled back. So now you're looking for a possible running flat here, which is this. And then the sell. So we could be looking at a possible pattern like this. So from there, one more down, you could get a buy setup. Look for a flag, buy it. Okay, we managed to finish, went through everything. So I'll stop the recording because we have too long recording.